What is going on, guys? Today I'm bringing you a brand new video, and this is another FIFA 17 marquee matchups. And before I get into this, I just want to say, guys, what would you prefer? If I carried on doing the videos as I do, where I explain the teams to you that I think are going to be in it, and then give you a couple players you can look at, or would you like a more in-depth version where I actually spend like 10 minutes on the video? I talk about specific people you should snipe and specific, sniping filters, because I'm up for doing both. It's just obviously I wasn't sure if you guys would want a 10-minute video as opposed to this sort of 5 or 6 minute video I do. If you'd like the 10 one, make sure to drop a comment down below, because I'd really like to know, and I'd actually quite like to do 10-minute ones because they'd be quite nice just to show you everything. So the first team we are going to be looking at is Liverpool. Now they are playing Chelsea this week, so that's a very big game. Chelsea obviously arguably the best team in the league this season. Liverpool very high up there. They're doing a very good season. They're both having extremely good seasons, and all of their players roughly are rare gold or gold. I know they have some bronzes and silvers that are sort of thrown in there, but a lot of their players are rare gold or gold players, which means they're very good to snipe with just to make profit. So the ones I'd say you're going to be looking at for a marquee matchup, obviously people aren't going to be putting these 10k plus players in a marquee matchup because it'd just be pointless. So 1 to 4k maybe is the sort of price range you'd be looking at picking up players for. So Danny Ings, Origi, Lallana, Milner, Emre Can, and I'm trying to think of other people from there. Alberto Moreno. All of them will do very good for Liverpool if you're going to snipe them. And then when you're moving over to Chelsea, I wouldn't go with Azpilicueta because the only reason he goes for 4k is because he's 84 rated. So I'd go for slightly lesser players like Oscar. Begovic will always be good. The new left mid, I think, is Alonso. He would be a pretty good snipe. He's not going to go for much. Zuma's not too bad. Cahill, all of these players are going to go for a decent price. So you just want to pick these up as much as you can. The rare gold players are probably the best ones to pick up, just because it makes it a lot easier to trade with those players, profit wise and in general really. Now if you do want to pick these up just to use in the marquee matchups, obviously do that now. If you don't want to trade, that's fair enough. I like to trade with players. I'm not really someone who will put them into the marquee matchups, but it's up to you what you want to do with them. Moving on to the next teams, however, we have Brighton and Newcastle. Obviously Newcastle, the Sunderland rivals, so not my favourite team. However, in all fairness to them, they're doing very well this season. They're doing decent in the Championship, so maybe they might be coming up next season, and hopefully Sunderland will be staying up. But for this one, you're going to be wanting to snipe Brighton or Newcastle players. Now in all honesty, I think Newcastle might be the better ones to snipe here, as they have more rare gold players and more rare silver players than Brighton. However, if you are going to be sniping Brighton players, I'd definitely go for the rare silvers rather than the non-rare golds, because the rare silvers seem to always do better in terms of just pricing, because they're overpriced, because obviously silvers are packed less because less people open silver packs and that sort of thing. Gold packs are constantly being opened, so it's a bit different, which means obviously the silver players go for a bit more. Now with Newcastle, it's just obviously loads of gold players. I'd go for Tiote, obviously. I think it's Atsu. I might be pronouncing that wrong, forgive me if I am, but Atsu's always good. And there's a couple other gold players that are decent for their club who you could easily fit into these. There's the centre back who was recently transferred to a CDM, I think, for his man of the match card. I don't know how to pronounce his name though, but there's a load of players who are rare gold from this team you can easily trade with. Brighton, obviously, rare silvers. I wouldn't go for Yedlin, I think it's Yedlin, if you're doing Newcastle, because obviously he goes for quite a bit, so it's not worth using him in the marquee matchups or to trade for the marquee matchups. As we move on to the next teams, I just want to say, guys, the Lunar packs have just been released on the FIFA 17 app and obviously on the consoles as well, and I've just been given a free pack, so make sure to go check them out so you don't miss out on them. I'm not sure if they'll be available after this weekend. I got a 30 players mega pack, really good pack, all rare gold, so I definitely try and get that, guys. I think you can probably get some really good players out of them, but let's carry on with the marquee matchups. So all you're going to want to need to do for PSG is pick up the lower rated players, Jesse or Hesse, I don't even know how to pronounce his name. He's 80 rated, he'd be good. The 82s that they have on offer are usually quite cheap as well. Marquinhos as well, Trap, they're all sort of quite cheap players. I know you'd expect them to be expensive, but the entire PSG team is very high rated, and no one really builds League One teams anymore, so it's just a lot cheaper than it would have been in previous FIFAs. And then we are moving on to AS Monaco. Now that's obviously going to be another big game, so you're just going to want to pick up like the 83s, the 84s, the decent players who are really cheap, to be fair, because they're League One. Any range for this team is fair enough, because you're probably going to be able to trade or put any of them into the squad. I definitely say that 83s might be better for trading wise. Putting in the squad, it really doesn't matter who you put in. 81s and 82s will be completely adequate. But obviously, League One teams so cheap this year, because in all fairness, what is there in League One? The Premier League has been amazing this year in FIFA. Obviously, Bundesliga is also very good, and Calcio A or Serie A is insane. And that moves us on to the next one, which is Napoli versus, and I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Palermo. I'm not really sure how to say it. It's an Italian team, but obviously that is a big game in their league. Apart from obviously Napoli, very big team, Palermo, kind of a small one. You're probably going to be one of the slight Napoli players for this one, because in all fairness, I have been saying that you need to be picking up them rare gold players, and Palermo literally has none. I haven't actually been able to find a Palermo player who is rare gold, so definitely go for Napoli with this one. Now, if you have enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like down below, because I really do appreciate it. It helps out the channel. If you are new around here, make sure to subscribe and check out all my videos. I do this weekly. We do trading methods as well, and obviously I post FIFA every day. And make sure to go grab them Lunar New Year packs, because they are insane. I've got some pretty decent players in there, so go check them out, and I hope you guys have a great day.